Hope the fire station is up and running right now because we got a lot of frauds to talk about today. All right, pre-show shenanigans, everybody. The world, we've been waiting for this for, I want to say it's been like 7 years now. Maybe a little bit under, a little bit longer, but in the range of like 6 to 8 years that we've been waiting for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. Billy McFarland is back. Fyre Fest 2 is official. It's happening, and it will be 100% real and legit this time, and it 100% will not be a scam or a ripoff. Completely guaranteed.
It's definitely
no
not.
refunds,
Definitely
no,
not.
no refunds. All sales final once purchased. But Fyre Fest 2 is back, and now I don't have like much to say about the actual Fyre Fest itself, other than like, hey, take a page out of that, marketers. That's how you market some shit. But regardless, make sure you have something tangible to market, and make sure that your event is actually going on before you
Yes,
start
so
saying a
you
bunch
don't
of
get,
shit constantly.
legally prosecuted. That
Yeah,
might be
that
a
part.
big,
Yeah,
a big, big step.
that's the reason why. Yeah, I totally forgot about that whole aspect. But Fyre Fest 2 is back. And we
Can
now
it
have
be
to,
better than the first one? Is the question.
well,
Is
it's
the sequel better?
not very hard to do. But it actually, in my opinion, for Fyre Fest 2 to surpass Fyre Fest 1, it has to be even worse.
That's my
In my
point.
eyes,
That's my
that's
point.
okay. Okay. That's how Billy McFarland will separate himself from the rest of the pack. If he can con a second group of investors to invest
Essentially
into
a
something that's
second
bullshit,
generation too,
then we
by
need
the
to
way.
take notes.
Because
Literally.
everybody the first time, right? College students, everything like that, right? All these people been graduated for years. Okay. Now
Now
you
it's a
have
new
this
wave of Gen Zers who are
next
there,
generation of college students
are
who
dumbasses.
who are now going to be the next generation of being stranded on an island somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, exactly. Let's just say Billy McFarland has the opportunity to do something hilarious right now. He could really set the world on fire, no pun intended. What Billy can do right now to send a message to the world on like literally how like you can advertise something and just build excitement or like buzz over Fyre Fest. Uh yeah, Billy McFarland. We might need to be studying him in textbooks in like
I
50
also
years.
just want to say, if if you are seeing something offered to you that's like $500, it's like what, it was like two
Oh, I
thousand
actually
five
have a
hundred something,
question. Let's embrace debate, but go on, bud.
and it's like 2,500, and they're like, you get flights, we got private escorts to a private island where you'll be staying, all for the low price of $2,500. Something's got to be going on in your head, like, wait a second, hold on, something
Yeah, no, no,
doesn't add
no.
up here.
Multiple things don't add
Also,
up.
what I just want to say too, on
Go ahead.
top of that, uh I know how we all like Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, right? Like everybody is like, all right,
What do you mean by
sick.
this?
Well, no. So obviously everybody loves the Wolf of Wall Street movie, right? Everybody's like Jordan
Well, of
Belfort, like
course.
people studied what he did, right, to make money.
Yes.
Um, we need a new Wolf of Wall Street movie, but about Fyre Fest. I know we had the
Now let's
documentary.
think of an alliteration here. Something about like the trying to think of a word with a B doesn't quite work out. But
The
anyway,
Bahamas.
what I was gonna say, let's embrace debate here, Everett. Which organization or person has a better perspective outlook in the future? Billy McFarland with Fyre Fest or the Pac-12? Who has a brighter future?
Oh, yikes. Um, I'm gonna be honest, probably the Pac-12.
Probably, but I mean,
Probably.
damn, you got to think. But it's
Yeah,
not as obvious as it should be.
no, it is not.
Anyway,
That's
I'm just
spooky.
trolling there. But
That's
like, hey,
spooky.
hey, Fyre Fest. We'll see. Maybe this time around, there are some Fyre Fest 2s happening right now. 49ers have a Fyre Fest of their own with Trey Lance.
Maybe,
With the Colts have a Fyre Fest with Jonathan
hey,
Taylor.
maybe we can
Uh,
call the movie The Boogeyman of the Bahamas.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Potentially. Another Fyre Fest that we're about to go over, Urban Meyer, Florida team. Multiple Fyre Fests that occurred there, and many Fyre Fests that were not covered in the documentary.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you would expect more from an untold story documentary.
Yeah, it wasn't really untold.
No.
It was very much
were
told.
pretty commonplace.
Pretty told.
No. We want to hear the stuff that we've been hearing reports of, but no confirmations. We want to hear those stories.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, exciting couple of days. But without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 146. There's a lot to dive into today. There's a lot to unpack. The Urban Meyer Florida doc just dropped, and one of us watched the whole thing. I have some Ohio State updates to make on the recruiting trail. A very big name player that we landed, which I was very scared shitless that we weren't going to land. Also, another rumor of a new true freshman player. Yeah, you guys guessed it, a wide receiver who's projected to make a big step up during his true freshman season. JSN news, JT news, Trey Lance. Yikes. There's a lot to go over today, but Everett, do you have any MLB today? Do you want to get a little seamhead discussion going right now?
Let's see if I got any seamhead discussions for today. It really doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like I have anything.
That's okay.
Unfortunately,
we don't need to discuss baseball today. I think that is all right.
We got our big Dodger talk out on the Tuesday episode. There hasn't really been anything going on. I think from in 2 days. So I mean, yeah.
I mean, we can devote the MLB section to a quick little college football week 0 preview. I'm totally kidding. Week 0. Hey, football's back. Don't get me wrong. It's just when it comes to scheduling, we got to get some better. Like USC is playing this Saturday. I'm excited. I'll be going to the game, but it's against San Jose State and it's only on Pac-12 Network. I couldn't even watch it if I wanted to from my apartment. I have to go to the Coliseum to watch them play.
It's oh my God.
Like
I just put together what I
sucks.
I was thinking, so I wasn't paying, but I just put together what you said. That's egregious.
For me to watch the football team that I attend the school for.
That you live literally next to, because it's USC.
From LA, my whole right next, but I have to physically go to watch Caleb Williams, the former Heisman winner.
Also, that's just egregious because for the Pac-12, right? It's Caleb Williams. Like everybody wants to watch him. You know how much money you could have made. What also I just want to say, it's so confusing. It was very confusing for me, the whole week 0 stuff, because technically you get 2 bye weeks, and I say that in quotation marks. It's 2 bye weeks. It's right? 2 bye weeks. Well, no, because every NFL college football team gets 2 bye weeks, but 95% of them is week 0. So what I don't understand, it doesn't really make sense to me why that's the case, because then it gives advantages to teams later in the
shorter camp
the season.
It's not like if you're playing week 0, you get to start your camp earlier than other teams. No.
Yeah, so, but at the same time, your prep technically starts earlier, but everybody right now is doing their prep for the following week.
Huh? I get it.
They started their prep a week early. The last week of fall camp for most places was their first week of prep, but arguably that's better, in my opinion. Then you get 2 bye weeks later in the season, depending on what team you are. I would much
rather not play week 0. You're better off not playing week 0. You want to say the shit, but when you have that bye week later, it's just setting up the bye week properly. And some ADs got it down to a science, others do not. The one thing you got to give the SEC, although I like to make fun of their schedule, their ADs are smart. So you got to give them some credit. It's a big advantage for the Iron Bowl when Alabama plays Stanford the week before, and you essentially have a built-in bye week going into the Iron Bowl.
SEC.
It's kind of an advantage.
Gotta love it.
Advantage. But regardless. Yeah. There was some interesting stuff, but some of their college football stuff to dive into. I'll start with the Ohio State news. Quick. Okay. I'll be quick. So first things first, boys. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Houston, we have a problem. 5-star defensive end Edric Houston from Georgia has committed to Ohio State. Now, Edric Houston, he is teammates with Dylan Raiola, who was previously committed to Ohio State, #1 player in the class, has decommitted and committed to Georgia. Dylan Raiola was playing high school football in Arizona And shortly after he committed to Georgia, he then moved out to Georgia, started going to the high school that his two five-star teammates, KJ Bolden and Edric Houston, were going to. So he went to this high school to recruit them to come to Georgia. KJ Bolden will be playing for the Florida State Seminoles, following in the steps of Derwin James at safety, and Edric Houston is an Ohio State Buckeye. So bit of a whiff there, Kirby. Got to get a little bit smarter when it comes to recruiting our high school players, using the high school players to recruit other players. But that's the recruiting update. Holy shit, that was such a massive get for Ohio State. We needed that. If we didn't get that, the DN room was looking very, very weak. But
before. Also, oh, are you still talking about Ohio State right now?
You can budge real quick.
I have something on USC, but I just want to say before we get into what you want to talk about the most this episode.
So the other thing is the rumor going around Ohio State right now. It seems like Devin Brown is going to be named the starter pretty soon. Now, apparently, all the coaches, they had a coaches only meeting where all the coaches voted on who they think the starting quarterback should be. And Ryan Day claimed that it was almost 50-50 split down the middle. Yeah, I'm calling cap on that one. I'm going to go on a limb and say that like maybe two of the coaches picked Kyle McCord. Devin Brown's going to be announced as starting quarterback. Or actually, I take back the announced part. He will start week 1. I cannot confirm that they'll announce it. I actually have a feeling we might pull a 2015, literally have JT and Cardale both in the huddle on the sideline, and only one of them runs out there on the field for the first play of the game.
That's mind games. That's mind games.
I don't like that idea also. I don't like playing with them like that. But Ryan Day is not going to announce Devin Brown as the starter
also
over McCord
what it's not
Kyle McCord's going to mentally check out if he gets beat out by a younger kid.
It's not mind. It's not fucking with them if you have them both in the huddle, because the team's going to already know who it is. It's just not going to be public until that happens.
Well, that like, I mean, I obviously have no idea, but like the rumors were like for that 2015 camp, like they were perfectly split first team. Like no one.
Yeah, but the thing is the players,
like, the teammates had an idea like, we want
the players in the game plan will know, but they're taking the advantage of the media saying it's 50-50 and the other team can't game plan against two fucking quarterbacks. So putting them on the field, not announcing it,
Cardale
makes
and
things
JT had tape out there. So
yes.
Like Devin Brown, Kyle McCord, there's no tape.
No. I get that. I get that. But I'm saying for that year in 2015.
I'm saying I'm with you. Like I understand there's many different, and they're coming off a natty. It's a completely different circumstance there.
Okay. Before,
I didn't even get to say. The rumors that new true freshman wide receiver Carnell Tate is, quote, the best true freshman wide receiver to walk into the Woody. Marvin claimed that he is further along than he was at that point in his career or of their careers. Carnell Tate might be pushing to get some serious PT this year. Now, I'm not saying he's going to start this season, but I can see him having a role similar to Garrett Wilson in 2019, where he did get notable playing time. He did get 3-4 targets a game, like did get playing time and actually did have a role for the offense. And so, yeah, Carnell Tate, in terms of wide receiver 3 right now, that battle's wide open. Okay. It could be Fleming. It could be Jaden Ballard, or shit. Let's see. Maybe everything's true. Carnell Tate can be that wide receiver number 3 for us. So we'll see. We'll find out. But hey, just want to let the people know. Rumors going around. Carnell Tate's him. But yeah.
I have some kind of breaking Vikings news for NFL segment. The thing that I
let me quickly look at the Twitter to think but go on.
But what I was gonna say is I don't know if you saw this, but Caleb Williams basically stated that he is not officially decided to go out for the draft this year, depending on how the year goes.
Well, that's really interesting. After a couple months ago, he was talking about, well, I'd really like to play for when I go number 1 next year. Be sick.
I mean, look, we all know that he's going to go number 1. Okay, like unless something disastrously happens, he's going to go number 1. Okay. He basically was kind of leaving the door open for an Eli Manning situation. Be like, hey, if it's number 1 team, if I don't want to be there, then I will leave. I have NIL and stuff, and I'll chill. And then I'll come back
for Caleb.
And then I'll come back to the draft the next year. What is the team I like a little bit better than the Cardinals?
Potentially, it's just that's such a big like you're really betting on yourself. It's Dennis Schroeder to a whole new level. Like if Caleb stayed an extra year because he doesn't want to go to Arizona and like essentially pulls like a big Arch Manning on steroids, what he did forcing Eli out of San Diego, that piece of shit. But if Caleb were to like do that 10x and just skip out another year, keep that Beats NIL deal, and then enter the draft the year after, like that's playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
Well, that's what NIL is allowing players to do now, is if you don't want to go for the draft, you don't have to. You can make money still.
True. I just let's just start off with this. I'm just gonna pull up Bryce Young and CJ Stroud's contract. Just the difference in those two spots from 1 to 2.
No, that also is blatantly obvious. Like obviously there's difference in money, but $38
million Bryce Young.
Well, let's also put it this way: if you're Caleb Williams, let's say this year, right? Let's say this year the number 1 pick goes to.
Oh, actually, Caleb's entering the NFL as soon as he can. If Caleb can wait. He can keep on waiting. Caleb Williams, his number 1 goal right now, and Jonathan Taylor's showing it to you right now, but it's a little more accelerated because he's a running back. The number 1 goal of the NFL is get to contract number 2 and get that money. And you want to hit that as quickly as possible. We don't want to get MLB fucked over here like what we're doing with Gavin Lux right now, okay? True. I'm sorry, Gavin. You're making pennies for the next 5 years. I'm sorry.
That is true. Works. That is true.
Caleb trying to get that second contract because
that is true. But at the same time, let's assume that his career plays out the same way we've seen him in college, right? Whenever he gets
I know it's just a risk.
Hold on.
And he got hurt last year.
Hold on. That's why I'm saying let's assume. Assume means assuming. It means probably. It's the way that it probably will go. All right. That's the word I'm using. Let's assume. Okay. Whenever he gets to that second contract, he's going to reset the market. Now, if you're resetting the market, when are you more likely to make more money? If you get in 1 year or the year later.
Wait.
Okay.
And
that's with that. The other thing is
delaying that time. You want to
I get it, but let's also assume that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick in either year. Okay. Let's assume that that's the case. Let's just assume. I'm assuming. We're assuming here. All right.
I know, but it's just like
it's a big word. I get it. That's a big word. Okay, I get it. But let's assume.
Okay.
All right.
Let's play along with this. Yes. We can guarantee 100% confirmation that if he sits an extra year, there will be no harm in injuries or anything.
Yes.
He will not be worse. There will be zero downside to staying. Okay.
You have the Cardinals this year with the number 1 pick. Okay. And you get to get through that second contract earlier, whatever.
That shit.
Okay. Yeah. You go wait another year. All right. Who's the next shittiest team in the NFL right now? Who's pretty fucking bad?
I have no idea. 2 years. Who do you think is gonna be the worst?
Let me do a little check. Let me do a little check here.
Rams?
All right. The Rams.
Do they have their first?
I think they'll have their first now.
Do they have their 25 first, or did they give that up for
you have Rams,
Von Miller?
Bucks as well, Tampa Bay,
okay,
Raiders, Las Vegas.
Okay.
Let's say any of those 3 teams get the first overall pick between the Rams, Bucks, and Raiders.
Let's think broader here. Some team trade up to go get their guy. Like,
let's say we could even hypothetically say the number 1 overall team doesn't need a quarterback.
Giants?
So somebody wants to come and get that pick. All right.
Yeah,
we're in that boat.
So thinking.
We're in that boat. All right. Vikings, Saints.
Okay. Vikings. Now we're talking.
Vikings, Saints, fucking Broncos might be there at that point. Seahawks might be there at that point.
Tennessee, unfortunately, but yeah.
Maybe the Falcons if Desmond Ridder doesn't play out.
The Falcons will definitely be inquiring for
the
Caleb
Titans
services.
The Titans, I'd say that
Commanders,
those are the teams.
Packers
possibly.
The Packers, yeah. I was about to say maybe the Packers. You had New Orleans on their base. So, yeah, okay. So it's the Vikings. That gives me hope. It's the Vikings. If there was a way for Minnesota to draft Caleb Williams last year for next season for the season after, and there was a pen to paper, I will go to the Minnesota Vikings and I'll sit out this next year with my NIL, then fuck it, I'm on board with it. But it's regardless of it's Arizona, regardless. Which I'm also not entirely sure if Arizona, like, now Kyler Murray's, I fuck with Kyler, but
it's the question of which one they want to trade
on the contract.
It's a question
you
of
get less in return for Kyler than
the question is, you already have the contract, right? And you have the number 1 overall pick. So you're going to be either trading Kyler in his contract or you're trading the first overall pick. So which one will you get more for?
Most likely the first.
You're going to get way more for the first overall pick than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, I mean, I would say he's about average, maybe a little bit above average, depending on if he's hurt.
Above average. Kyler's good,
but massive contract, so no team's going to want to take that on for their first round pick, which is what you're going to ask. Probably multiple first round picks. Yeah. So, I mean.
So I don't know. Like, it's up to them. Like, also in a way, if they decide to go with Caleb, in a way, like, depends on how good they think Caleb. Now, I'm very biased. I can't really give you an honest opinion. But like, in my opinion, I'd rather have Caleb Williams on his cheaper rookie contract.
No, 100%. And I agree with you. I just don't know if you're going to get the assets you want out of Kyler Murray. Let's say hypothetically everything plays out the same that we're expecting this year. Caleb Williams enters the draft. He's going to get drafted. Doesn't do Eli Manning bullshit. Okay. Cardinals get the first pick. All right. If I'm the GM of the Cardinals, Kyler Murray's out of there.
Yeah, most likely.
He's gone. Yeah. And I'm taking Kyler Murray, and whatever the fuck I get for Kyler Murray, if I don't have the 2 pick, I'm taking that pick I got for Kyler and my other pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming Houston's going to finish the second worst team.
No, I think the Bucs are going to be the second worst team.
Rams.
Or the Rams. The Bucs or the Rams are going to be the other 2 worst teams. But if
one of the NFC South is just going to put up a stinker. Like,
that's the Colts.
NFC South. Falcons.
That's the Bucs. That's the Bucs. Like, that's the Bucs. The Bucs are going to stink.
Carolina, I'm looking at you.
Remember, I went through the records. I got Falcons at 8-9, Bucs 3-14. So, but if it was me, I would take that first round pick I get for Kyler Murray, package that bad boy up, and get the second overall pick, and I'm taking Marv, and I'm doing Caleb Williams and Marv.
Oh yeah,
disgusting.
Kidding me, bro? That
foul.
Like,
that's how you sell Caleb Williams and coming to Arizona.
I mean, just there's
that, and we're gonna redo the turf on the field. Those are the 2 things.
Like, I think Caleb's trying to brand himself as like Superman in a way, but it's Super Marv. But like, I mean, shit, maybe they could do some brand there. But yeah. Okay. Quick Urban Meyer, Florida dog. Okay, so I watched the whole thing. Everett, you didn't get to see the whole thing, but I just want to discuss like a couple of things. Like, real quick, there were multiple stories of details that I'm not going to name on this podcast because I don't want us to just be flagged for just profanity and just literal
vile things.
Yes. So I'm not gonna say it by word, but like, let's just say at the time, Florida, they had some interesting.
They had some delinquency going on. There was some delinquency going on.
They went into that. Not exactly. Also very interesting that I'm not sure if he's been on the dock yet for you, but they have a former 5-star lineman. He's wearing glasses. I forgot his name already, but they have a former 5-star lineman with glasses talking. He's kind of like, he was kind of giving like the anti-Urban Meyer opinion, like talking down on Florida in his time there. Fun facts of the day, that guy had to be escorted to class every single day by current Ohio State O-line coach Justin Fry because he had multiple SA allegations throughout his time at the University of Florida. So, like, it's just funny they didn't bring that up. They interviewed him. It didn't even gloss over that shit. There were a lot of things. Also, it's just like Aaron Hernandez, like Urban, you're about to see it. Like, Urban dives into the story of one of his former players that ended up passing away after Urban kicked him off the team. And Urban was like, I will never kick a player off the team. Like, shit. I don't even know how to relate to it. Like, he just takes a lot of blame for kicking the kid off and like what happened. So, like, as a result, like, Urban stopped kicking people off the team, but I mean, Cam Newton had his laptop shit. They didn't. Cam Newton, I think he had about 2 seconds of a picture of his face. That was it.
What I don't understand. What I don't understand.
Fire alarm. Can you hear this? There's
No.
currently a fire alarm going on right now, but there have been fire alarms all morning. So I'm gonna assume.
Luckily, I can't.
If there's a fire going on, this is gonna be excellent content. So kind of hoping for it.
I just don't understand though. I can kind of hear it in and out, but we're gonna keep going. We power through. Here. We power through.
I really hope this isn't just okay. It's done.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. It's not bad.
I want to ear rape anyone. Okay.
No, it's not bad. But if we come back and this is unusable, this will be rather unfortunate. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we didn't have much time after that. But
what I will say, what I don't understand, the laptop thing with Cam Newton is not I can quickly explain. I know, but it's not that. I think if you're listening to this podcast, it's going to save us time.
It's not a notable story, but
no. But if you just don't know it, just look it up. That'll be easier. But I just don't understand why it's such a minor thing. Why it wasn't included.
Cam Newton with his laptop scandal and everything because he had to leave and go to JUCO. So when he left the JUCO, Cam Newton was tapped and was being groomed and breeded to be the next Tim Tebow. After Tim Tebow was going to go to Cam Newton. Urban Meyer, you're going to watch the rest of the doc, but Urban Meyer, like 2 years after he won his second natty, he retired from the University of Florida and left. Cam Newton, his laptop shit and leaving Florida played a really big fucking role in Urban Meyer leaving the University of Florida because he didn't have his quarterback. Played a very big role. Urban Meyer, his last year at Florida, he had a pocket passer quarterback staying there doing jack shit, couldn't move. You saw what Chris Leak did in the first half of that game. He needs a mobile quarterback. Also probably why JT Barrett won that battle over Cardell, regardless. When we're looking at, what was going on, and they just glossed over Urban retired. There were so many. Carlos Dunlap had a DUI heading into the SEC championship game. And now it was a big star player who now has this shit on him too. Percy Harvin beat up a wide receiver coach. It was when the star players, Cam Newton is now getting in trouble. Now Urban's like, oh shit, I literally cannot control this anymore. And he was like, I'm done. I'm out. Then boys in Starling Gray swooped him up. Look at that happen. 2014 natty, baby. All right. But there were just so many things they didn't cover. So many things. But one thing I wanted to mention, because you did see this, were the mat drill workouts that they had, which in the short footage that you saw it was just fucking street fight wrestling to the death. I just saw there was one clip of just dude just elbowing each other's heart.
Somebody passed out.
That part I expect, but it was seeing them being literally punch him in the face, elbow, hit him as hard as you can, knock him out like that. I was like, oh shit. They are, for lack of a better term, they are truly putting you in the crucible. Shout out Arthur Miller. But what they did in those mat drills of just breeding, finding out who was going to crack under pressure and who would rise from it. Now, as an Ohio State fan, Urban, he brought over that staff, that training staff. Coach Mick is the guy who the strength and conditioning coach at Florida at the time. He's at Ohio State now, but I'm pretty sure it was Mick who was let's do these mat drills to figure out who's actually who's a man and who's a boy. And when they brought those over to Ohio State, I have seen the interviews heading into the 2014 season that Ohio State won the NAC. Every former Ohio State player said that was the worst summer of their life. And if you say the word mat to them, they'll have flashbacks. They're terrified, traumatized of what Coach Mick put them through on the mat drills. But just hearing that shit and stuff, damn, I don't want to know the battles going down between Bosa and some throwback linemen at the time. Oh my God. They were just killing each other. You'll like this one. Imagine Michael Thomas versus Marshawn Lattimore. Mat drills, wrestle to the death. I pay to watch that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those mat drills, I was sitting there, I was like, oh my God. Like, all the players are like, don't even say 2014 to me. I love that we won the Natty, but when I think of my August and spring of 2014, I like legitimately like passed out 4 times a day during the mat drills. Like, not safe.
Not good. Not good.
Safe.
Not good.
But yes, that as a Ohio State Urban Meyer fan, I was a bit more interested in it and glued to the screen. But like, holy shit, that was an amazing thing just to watch, just to kind of see. And for us, we were a little young at the time, so nice for us to just kind of really sink in how good everything was.
Yeah. Is that all you got for college football?
Pretty much. Did you have any thoughts on the doc? Like,
well, so I mean, I haven't finished it yet. That's the issue. Yeah. I think that it's kind of lame that, you know, Netflix touted this thing to be such a big thing, and missing very key points of things that people really wanted to know.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
obviously
if it's gonna be a 4-parter, come on, let's dive
obviously they got their money's worth of it because everybody watched it. But I just think that like the issue with documentary series like that,
doc ever. Like,
it could have been, and they could have done way more numbers than it's going to
do it, is what I'm saying.
But a lot of their documentaries that they've been making lately haven't really been documentaries about stuff. It's kind of been like pushing a certain agenda. Like this one, a lot of people are like, it's pushing the positive Urban Meyer agenda. Like, not saying Urban Meyer's a bad guy and he needed that, but it's a lot.
I mean, as an Ohio State fan, I'd accept it if you said that.
It's a lot. It's just a lot more focused on Urban than it is about other.
Yeah, no, it's an Urban Meyer documentary.
We were hoping. And
Tebow.
It's the same thing with a lot of the documentaries. And I think Netflix bought the rights to a Jerry Jones documentary. Like, you know, that's going to be all positive talk. Like, I mean, it's pushing that. So it'll just be interesting. But on to the NFL. This is going to be a pretty quick episode, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing like crazy.
We're in this is like the calm before the storm. Like, the shit's about to start getting pushing,
final
going
week
real.
Of the preseason, it's like literally final like cuts and keeps. They're this last week. Like,
we're also just not going to be able to finish the cuts and keeps. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna push it. It's been a good run. I'm not pushing it though.
Love that. Just get out in front of it right now. Let the people
for the draft season, off season wish list. I'd be fucking hauling ass right now. I'd probably be so anxious, stressed out right now, getting all that shit done. But the surprising keeps and cuts, no, it's not that big of a deal. So I apologize if I did not get to your team. That's on me. But
hey, maybe they can DM you.
Yeah, if it's really,
I just put a lot more work on your plate. I know that was an asshole.
That's really important to you. You're welcome to DM me on Twitter. You're welcome to come do that at Everett Stakes. But you know whose preseason it won't be his last preseason game anymore. Corey Davis. It will no longer be Corey Davis's last preseason game because that was last week. Corey Davis officially retired, blowing up my entire Jets surprising keeps and cuts list.
Let's have some fun here though. Now, was it Aaron Rodgers or was it Alan Lazard who was like, get him out? I don't want any competition. Like, was Aaron Rodgers like, I don't like you?
I'm going to one-up you.
I'm going up to Aaron like, hey, big bro, please get him out.
I'm one-upping you even more. It was Randall motherfucking Cobb. It was Randall motherfucking Cobb.
Randall Cobb. Okay, I thought you were about to say Nathaniel Hackett forced him out. I was about to say, wow, okay, holy shit.
Bombshell.
Yeah, I mean, was it supposed to be like the wide receiver 2 on the field? Maybe not wide receiver, but just starting.
Last year he came into the season
personnel or what?
Last year he came into the season as the wide receiver 1.
No, yes. I'm just did he not have a role? Does he hate Aaron Rodgers?
I just don't think he played well, and I think
Vontae Davis just done with that. But instead of that,
I think that he just didn't produce well last year. And then when they brought in Alan Lazard, Garrett did well. They brought in a couple other pieces. He was just like, all right.
I don't know. It's always interesting to me to retire like in the middle of training camp, you know.
He also, I mean, look, if I'm being honest, if the work I was putting in wasn't worth it, And I was just
I feel
like,
I just would have never committed to the season.
this just kind of
But
sucks.
Aaron Rodgers, okay, never mind. I take that. Aaron Rodgers was coming. You're not retiring in the offseason that Aaron's coming. I get that. Okay.
Next thing. This is
JSN broke a bone in his wrist.
You can do that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not like too concerned, but I thought there was a chance JSN could finish with like in 1,000-yard season. Nah, not anymore. With this, like, it'll be such a slow start now. Maybe, but I highly doubt it now. I was pretty confident it would happen before, but now, like, shit. We'll see.
You'll love this, though.
Not concerned long term, though.
No, long term he's fine.
Would have made me way more concerned long term. If it was lower body, I would have been way more worried.
You'll love this. So this is on the Browns. Okay, this is about fighting in practices, in joint practices with the Browns. Kevin Stefanski's implemented a new rule.
Ohio State players were in the shit. All right.
This is Kevin Stefanski just implemented this rule to try and prevent fights. If you get into a fight and you are a starter, you now have to play in the next preseason game. You are forced to play in the final preseason game if you are a starter and you get in a fight. If you are
is that inter-team, cross-team when they come and do the joint
any
practices,
fight,
or just any fight?
Any fight. If you are a backup who gets in a fight, you cannot play in the upcoming preseason game. You are not allowed to play.
That's the worst punishment you could possibly have. Wait, which one of them? I know there have been a lot of fights. Were any Browns players involved in fights?
I'm pretty sure there'd been something like the other week.
Yeah, there must have been something for them to put the rule in. But
first time I've heard that rule, but I kind of fuck with it. If you're a starter and you're like guaranteed, they do not want to play.
That's the funniest punishment ever. You have to play. They're like, oh my God.
Fuck.
That's so funny.
And also, if you're a backup and that happens, then you're pissed off too. Well, no, yeah, but also if you're a backup and the starter in front of you gets in a fight and they have to play, you're like, dude, fuck. Because it takes your PT away.
Well, that angle as well. Yes. But
so backups just get double fucked.
Poorly and you look better when you I don't know.
Backups just get double fucked, basically.
Yeah, no, it's not. We're not keeping the backups in mind there when we go over that exactly. But yeah, that's interesting detail. Shout out Stefanski.
Kevin Stefanski's rule.
Maybe he's doing something correct in Cleveland.
And here's my breaking news from earlier that I was talking about with the Vikings. I don't know if you got to see what I'm talking about in specifics, but this relates to TJ Hockenson.
Who?
TJ Hockenson. Sorry, Hockenson.
Thank you.
TJ Hockenson wants a historic contract extension for tight ends. He wants to reset the entire market.
Let me look it up, but yeah.
For tight ends when he signs his extension. The Vikings and TJ Hockenson are currently working on a contract extension, but they are extremely far apart, according to reports. If that's me, fucking get Justin Jefferson shit signed first. Sign his ass first. I do not fuck. If TJ Hockenson takes that money, fuck that. JJ first. Get Justin Jefferson signed first, man.
Oh man, it would be the best episode of this podcast if Justin Jefferson was not a Minnesota Viking in like 2 years.
Oh, I hear the fraud. I hear the frauds though. I hear the fraud alert.
So I think Justin is going to be a Viking.
I'm okay.
Or that means I don't know. I think I said Justin Jefferson's not going to be a Viking, and then the sirens went off. So I think you're safe. TJ Hawk, though, actually, I've been so interested in this as a Jordan Addison dynasty owner and a USC fanboy. I really struggle seeing a scenario where Jordan Addison demands a higher target share than TJ Hockenson this upcoming season. Like, to invest a second-round draft pick into a tight end when you had, this will be his last year, so 1.5 years of contract time. You don't give up that second unless you plan on making him on the team for a while. So, like, TJ Hawk also last year after joining Minnesota, he was tied with Travis Kelce in targets per game for the tight end position. Like, TJ Hawkinson's usage rate was very, very high last year. And, like, you said it best. Like when you guys got him, you were raving like, holy shit, this could be big for the offense. KOC has shown you with where the targets go that he is a very important part of the offense. So for me personally, I highly doubt that Jordan Addison will ever overtake TJ Hawk for targets. Even if we're looking at it a per game basis, just looking near the end of the season come playoff time, TJ Hawk's going to be that number 2 target. Like he's going to be that number 2 guy. What do you think though? I don't know. Like, do you think shit maybe let TJ Hawk go? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, look, they invested just a second round pick. So yeah, from the standpoint of the capital you put in, you probably are planning on re-signing him. But at the same time, with the way the cap structure, with the way the cap structure works and having to re-sign JJ, I think it is way more important to work out the contract with Justin Jefferson first than TJ Hockenson because of the fact that TJ wants all this money. And yeah, TJ will have the market, but I think that if it's between choosing between TJ Hockenson and JJ's contract, you're gonna let TJ walk. And yeah, he's the second option right now, but you have Jordan Addison there. And I mean, you can draft a tight end next year. You can sign one. It's an important position. Yeah. It's a very important position. But at the end of the day, what is more important? Your future Hall of Fame projected wide receiver who's one of the best top 3 players in the NFL, or a potential like top 5 tight end, top 3 tight end in the NFL.
Maybe I'm the dumb one here, but shit, it actually might just come down to if Jordan Addison can actually establish himself as like a wide receiver 1 on a different franchise.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's just at the same time, it's all cap. And I don't know I don't know the cap numbers off the top of my head, but I'm assuming whatever goes into this is going to marginally take off the values that they can offer to Justin Jefferson, because his contract's going to be like 3-4 years. Justin Jefferson is going to be 4-5, probably 5-ish is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult. Then you get the quarterback values in there. Kirk Cousins contract. He's up for contract after this season.
Well, now that you got the cogs turning, we're going to be, I guess, downgrading when it comes to quarterback budget post Kirk Cousins, assuming you go get a younger guy. So little money open up.
True. But the issue is if he leaves, if Kirk leaves, you lose all stability and at that position. So now you're subjecting Justin Jefferson, all these players in the primes, to developing up this new quarterback, right? So this was my whole idea. I said this before. I want Kirk Cousins for another year, give stability, let the young guy learn, throw him in afterwards.
Like, okay, I don't think you're gonna be very hyped on this, but what if next year, Vikings, you guys finish and you have like the 26th pick?
Okay.
And you get Quinn Ewers. Would you be hyped on that or no?
I'd be hyped if he gets to sit behind somebody. If he's subjected to being thrown in immediately, then
you draft him. And
I also in April, it's going to be contingent. Also, like I'd be more hyped if he played well this year as well. Let's also put it that way. That's obvious though.
Well, also to a slight degree, like for Quinn Ewers to be available at 26, he can't play too well this year. So keep that in mind.
Well, there's also, I mean, keep in mind the amount of
plays well this year. He's going top 10.
Keep in mind the amount of quarterback prospects though that are going to be in this draft. We have Caleb Williams. We have Drake May.
Like the 2.
We have Michael Penix. We have Bo Nix. We have Quinn Ewers. We have Michael Pratt.
Say it.
Michael Pratt.
No. You haven't said it yet. Say it. God damn it. Say it. JJ McCarthy. McCarthy.
Forgot about that.
Spencer Rattler.
Disregard him. I'm talking about only first round. I'm talking about first round probable quarterbacks. Okay.
I think Drew Aller is actually eligible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That whole class. Quinn Ewers, Aller, those boys eligible. Kyle McCord, even though he's not going to be starting. Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. Good little content there though. But that's all I have before I get into these lists. No, there is one more thing.
I just had one last little thing on TJ Hawk.
Okay.
Tell me, like, considering that KOC felt confident in TJ Hawk getting 8 to 9 targets a game down the stretch last year, and look at that playoff game. Look how many targets TJ Hockenson got in that playoff game, Everett. Okay, KOC had TJ Hawk on the back of his mind every single time he called a play in that game. But I feel like it's very hard to come by a receiving tight end threat like TJ Hockenson, where maybe in the back of KOC's mind, he's thinking, shit, if I let this one go, I will never get another TJ Hawk for the rest of my coaching career. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, yeah, you have
possible, but
it is possible. TJ is really, really good
for a tight end.
Blocking, he is fantastic.
Route running, catching, safe.
No, yeah, but it's triaging. You gotta choose.
It's a tight end, so
you gotta choose. Last thing we have before these lists, your favorite conversation for the NFL that we're gonna have, Trey Lance.
Well, not quite my favorite. My favorite's Justin Fields, but number 2, because by nature Justin Fields is involved with Trey Lance. So, yeah, I'm gonna come out and say it. Trey Lance is the biggest bust in NFL history, considering what the 49ers gave up to take him. Now, if we're just talking player, pick position, it's tough to beat Jamarcus Russell. Okay, it's tough. Shit. Like a Marcus Mariota, is he considered like a Darnold? Yes, but like Zach Wilson, yes, but like,
I mean, Mariota,
like a Mariota.
I don't think. I think people will deem him a bust.
Didn't live up to the hype.
I don't think the bust is the right word to use. Yeah, I think it's the didn't live up, because bust is like you got nothing for it.
Yeah, like bust, like legitimately, like, oh my god,
like dead terrible.
Anyone else, it would have been
like if they're serviceable. It's like some people will use the term bust, but it's not the same kind of bust. Like, it's different. It's a different bust.
And it also does depend on who you are. Like,
yeah.
Some people might say Cam Newton's a bust. Man won MVP. No, he was not. But anyway. Like, yeah. Trey Lance, though. Let's just have a quick little reminder of what they gave up to get him. So they gave up 2 first-round fraud alert, Trey Lance. Oh, my God. They gave up 2 first-round picks, which turned out to be Jalen Waddle and Bradley Chubb, and 1 other first.
Tyreek Hill.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine if the San Francisco fucking 49ers had Tyreek and Waddle?
Keep in mind, too.
Tyreek and Waddle.
By the way the draft went, they would have gotten Justin Fields because of how far he fell.
I know. It's shit. Justin Fields might be a Viking right now if they wait. It's like Everett. Kyle fucking Shanahan. He is in a meeting with his GM. I forgot his name.
I just also John Lynch.
He's on a PJ with him, flying back from Justin Fields' second pro day when he lit it the fuck up and ran like a 4-4. And everyone's like, all right, Justin's real
drawing up plays for Trey Lance.
And Lynch was like, there's nothing I can do to convince Kyle.
I also just want to say this.
So
to all of like not John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, amazing at taking unknown, assumingly bad quarterbacks and making them suitable for his offense. The fact that
QB evals.
The fact that Trey Lance is so bad that not even Kyle Shanahan can make him work in the offense is bad.
Now, injuries are a big part of it.
True,
too, but like
the other thing too, by the way, this is very big on Vikings.
Justin Fields was there.
The storyline, the comps, like that's the big thing for what you could get. I mean, shit, Tyreek Hill on the fucking 49ers. Oh, my God.
And Waddle. Forget Bradley Chubb. Just Tyreek and Waddle and Debo and McCaffrey and Kittle.
And Ayuk.
I could be the quarterback of that team. We could do some damage.
But also, like, this is huge on Vikings Twitter. It's like giving up, like, a 6th-round pick right now. Like, it has to be what his value is like a 6th.
I have no idea what his value. I don't know. What is the value of a guy?
They've been saying that they've been trying to
drafted.
offer him. They've been saying that they've been trying to ship him off all offseason, but they haven't got a strong enough offer. So I'm assuming they're trying to get something higher. But like, if I'm a GM, I'm like, I'll give you a 5th, 6th rounder right now for him. I'm not going to give you that much. The dude is injury prone. He's your 3rd string quarterback.
He hasn't done any.
His contract's going
to. No bullshit, Everett. I think he started in 12 football games in the last 7 years of his life.
Yeah, and like I said, Geno Smith last year threw more passing yards or had more passing attempts or whatever than Trey Lance has had in his career at any age.
Yes.
Like in total.
He did not throw a lot at North Dakota State.
North Dakota. But that is all that I've got. Let's get into our list here real quick, and we'll wrap up this episode afterwards. Short episode today.
Just real quick. Shout out Jim Irsay for giving Jonathan Taylor 7 days to find a trade partner. You guys heard it here first. If he finds a trade partner on the 8th day, no trade. Has to be done in 7 days. So, hey, if you offer 2 first-round picks of Jonathan Taylor in 7 days from now, they don't care. Doesn't matter. He has a time limit. So that was my last thing. That made no sense to me.
Just real quick, Basham, Basham or Basham?
I don't know.
I'm asking how would you pronunciate it? Basham or Basham?
Probably Basham.
Basham?
Probably, but I don't
know. That's what I said last time. All right. Bills surprise and keeps and cuts. Here we go. Keep Poona Ford and Justin Shorter. Cut AJ Klein, Andy Isabella, Matt Barkley, Boogie Basham, Darrington Evans, and Ty Johnson.
What the hell did Matt Barkley do to you, dude?
He threw 3 picks in a preseason game versus the Steelers.
You know what the role of a backup quarterback is when you have a stud like Josh Allen? It's to provide
they also have Kyle Allen.
Threat. Wait. Just making sure we're on the same page. We're talking Florida, former Texas A&M legend Kyle Allen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Matt Barkley. I'm on team keep.
Okay.
I'm definitely not biased from him being a USC quarterback. I'm definitely
not. Here are my top 10 offensive rookie situations for the 2023 season. Grant Scott defensive.
Not many linemen on this list, but yeah, it's okay.
All right, here we go. Let's do 10-1. Deuce Vaughn, Jonathan Mingo, Jaden Reed, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tajay Spears, Sam Laporta, Quentin Johnston, Jordan Addison, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, at the time we were kind of pooping on the Bijan pick just because just don't spend a top 10 pick on a running back. And I still ultimately do think that long term with Ritter at quarterback, I mean, you're not going to do shit in the playoffs with him and Bijan. But from just the perspective of Bijan Robinson and his agents, oh my God, the ATL was the greatest place to go. Oh my God, Bijan is over the moon right now. Last year they had that dude Kyle Pitts, generational tight end, and he was literally Arthur Smith wasn't even aware of Kyle Pitts when they went into the red zone. He was like, who the hell is 88?
The fuck is 8? Who is number 8?
Oh, he's just 8. The hell is that dude? Is he on our team? We sure? I think he's got the wrong jersey on. That's not our guy. Drake London got more red zone targets than Kyle Pitts, which I also like London as a USC guy, but I mean, it's Bijan season. Now, maybe you think I'm crazy here. For just a normal fantasy football league, I would take Bijan as the first running back off the board. I'd take him over McCaffrey.
See, that's a big debate right now. Is where should he go in the first round? Should he not?
At worst, running back 3. At worst, what do you think?
So CMC goes.
Let's say CMC 1, Eckler 2, and I don't think Eckler will finish top 5, but he's going as RB2.
And Saquon 3.
Well, I guess it'd be Saquon
because you got Josh Jacobs too. but that's if he comes back.
Well, low key, I think on like ESPN, Derrick Henry might be RB3, which is not happening. But it's Tajay Spears season. That's the RB3. But regardless, I don't know. Bijan, I've got high hopes. I think Bijan can have a historic rookie season this year because of Arthur Smith.
I'm a little worried about running through for fantasy production if they end up doing a committee kind of deal because Algier's pretty good too.
There's no way that Tyler.
It's
Algier
Arthur Smith we're talking about,
but it's number 8 pick in the draft.
Yeah, and he doesn't even
pick. You don't do that unless he is the man.
Yeah, what pick did Kyle Pitts go?
But that wasn't Arthur Smith's draft pick.
You sure about that?
He came the year after. I know because Kyle Pitts' first year put up 1,000 yards. People were like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, but last year was his second. Last year was his second year.
We sure about that?
I'll be fact checking this. Hold on.
Are we sure about that?
Fact checking.
Because
yeah, last year was his second year.
Well, okay.
So he was drafted by Arthur Smith.
Real quick. If that is the case, then why is it that every single thing I read online is that Arthur Smith fucking hates Kyle Pitts?
Because he just didn't target him last year.
But he had 1,000 yards the first. Why would he go away from that?
Dude, I don't know.
Okay,
maybe
this
he
debate
pulled
is no longer about Bijan and Kyle Pitts.
Who is it that's dating Doc?
Intelligence.
Who is it that who's dating Doc Rivers' daughter?
We have moved the subject on now. Okay, what the fuck is Arthur Smith on? Sign me up. It might be some of that 3 cheese shit. It might be some of that good OG stuff. But oh my god, Arthur Smith, what are you smoking? Do not tell me Arthur Smith was there.
Yeah, he drafted him.
This makes no sense.
Dude, I've been saying this for so long. No, it doesn't.
What? It's not, it wasn't Tyler Algier and Cordell Patterson where he's like, oh my God, we have a run game. Kyle Pitts, see ya. There's no way that was it. It must have been Mariota at quarterback. That's the only explanation.
Maybe, but things, I don't know if things changed when Ritter stepped in.
Like, shit. We saw what Matt Ryan did in Indy last year. Like, Mariota is probably an upgrade. So, like, there's a lot of questions now. Arthur Smith, I thought his chin and his lack of beard was his biggest problem, but now I don't know. I have no idea what it is anymore. What? I don't know. Oh my, Kyle Pitts had 350 receiving yards last year. 35% production compared to.
I'm talking about a fantasy bust.
Okay. All right. Top 10 defensive breakouts. I think we're done with Arthur Smith and his chin now. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God. He drafted Kyle Pitts and does not care.
I told you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, Tyler Algier, like, seriously might be the first and second down back. Bijan might just be the third down receiving back, like, actually. But holy fuck. Oh my God, Everett. Holy shit. That's bad. Okay. Top 10 defensive breakouts. Let's go 10 to 1. 10 to 1, or top 10 defensive rookie situations. Okay. Tuli Tuipulotu, Ivan Pace, Nolan Smith, Christian Gonzalez, Will McDonald, Emmanuel Forbes, Jack Campbell, Will Anderson, Devon Witherspoon, and Jalen Carter. Now,
10 to 1, right? 10 to 1.
Yeah, 10 to 1. Now, I realize halfway through saying that you always like to say junior, and I usually take it out. But yeah, what are you thinking though? When we look at like a Jalen Carter, Will Anderson right now. Let's talk at like Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, the reason I like his situation is one, he's doing well. 2,
They traded up to get him.
Starting. 3, he's going to be the key. He is the key piece on that defense right now. 4, I love D'Amico Ryans. I love D'Amico Ryans. So,
I know.
And that team, I think, is going to be better than people expect this year. And look, they have Jalen Petre. They have Derek Stingley. They had another
safety. I forgot.
Safety. That's good, too. I can't remember what his name is. So I'm expecting, like, that's good building blocks. And they have a defensive-minded head coach. Like, that's great.
Yeah, I think it makes, like, at the time we were like, ooh, Texans giving up your first next year. That's
I still think that it was dumb fuck. That was stupid.
Okay,
that was stupid.
Okay.
I still think that was stupid. Either JSN with CJ Stroud or Marv with CJ Stroud. You could have still gotten JSN this year too. You could have gotten 2 of them.
Marv, you could have gotten Marv
and JSN. You could have gotten both of them.
Regardless, I mean, shit. D'Amico got a Will Anderson. Maybe D'Amico could have some fun there. But when I look at the other guys, cornerbacks, a lot of good situations there. A lot of open opportunities for some of those cornerbacks, like Witherspoon, Forbes, and Gonzalez. Now, Gonzalez a little banged up, so we got moved down a little.
But still, it's Bill Belichick.
I believe coming out, or at least for me, coming out pre-draft process, Christian Gonzalez was my cornerback 1. So I had Devin Witherspoon 1, Devon Witherspoon 1, opinions, but for the Waterboy list, we had Christian Gonzalez as the 1. I know why D'Amico Ryans took Will Anderson. He's a Bama guy. He wanted to take his Bama dude. That's it. It's literally just some bullshit politics, nepo bullshit. He just took him because he was Bama. That's what happened.
Oh,
D'Amico Ryans, people forget that he played against Florida in those documentary games. D'Amico Ryans was playing for the Alabama Crimson Tide in those fucking games. So
that he was.
Didn't go over that. I guess that didn't matter at all, though. But
well, with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod.
Record words per minute right there. Holy shit, that was fast. Damn. WPM. Yeah.
You can find me and Grant on Twitter at Everett6 and at WaterboyGrant.
Back at it. God damn. You are on one today. All right, keep going.
Make sure you put on the notifications, subscribe. Grant's making a lot of reactions right now.
You thought I was going to talk again, but
I saw the cup. Make sure to put on notifications, subscribe. We put up new episodes on all podcast platforms and on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday. We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday. Don't want to miss that either. We are starting to do live streams and other things. We're going to be starting that up soon. We'll be mainly Madden and we'll go from there. But with that, thank you so much. Make sure to follow us on everything. See you in the next episode.
And Dynasty update. Yours truly got Cooper Kupp and some other bum for Jaden Reed. Who's the other shithead? Cedric Tillman.
And a first.
Man, is today a good day? All right. See you boys.
Waterboys out.